The roughneck rich man chasing his wife crematorium. He didn't expect his ex-wife to remarry a rich man. She had 4 children in 7 years since Jack met his beautiful black wife at school. He couldn't sleep at night. He spent a lot of money to find out the location of his ugly wife's house. Then he started to wait for her. Luckily, the black girl's eyes could see her ex-husband hiding from afar. Jack stood there all night without seeing anyone, so he went home. The next day, this guy learned to disguise himself and followed the black wife. He sneaked around and finally found out the exact location of the black wife's house, so he started to create a chance to meet her. Blackie never wanted to have anything to do with such a scum in her life, so she bribed 4 kids in the neighborhood with chocolates. Blackie also guaranteed that as long as the children obeyed her, they would have chocolate every day. Children's acting is the most sincere. Jack believed his ex-wife's family of 6 when he saw them together. His manly desire to win was instantly aroused. The more he thought about it, the angrier he got and directly questioned his black wife. Didn't you say that the thing you dislike most is children? Now how come you can give birth to more than a pig? I think you haven't had a day to spare since you left my home. Jack spouted off at his ex-wife. Black's sister is confused. She said, I do with my husband at night. What do you have nothing to do with the sentence? Dislike Jack speechless. He was Black's sister angry away. Jack could not understand what his ex-wife had gone through in the years since their divorce. Why did she feel so strange from the inside out? At this time, the black girl has long since ceased to be the silly black girl who can be held by her husband with just a few words. Jack returned to the mansion and hugged his father and cried bitterly, but also shouted that the black sister has fallen in love with another man and will never be good to him again. The old man almost lost his breath when he found out that his daughter-in-law had remarried a handsome man. He couldn't find a daughter-in-law like Blackie who was as good to her husband as she was to her mother-in-law. Jack thought he could get some emotional value from his father. Instead, his father directly minimized his emotional value. The company's accounts were already a big problem for him. Plus his black wife's remarriage affected his mood, so he went to the bar to get drunk. But while drinking, he suddenly realized that his ex-wife's current husband was with a sexy woman. Jack, who had been drinking, couldn't stand this and went to avenge his ex-wife's death. It turns out that the woman in front of him is the man's real wife. The black girl was just his good neighbor for many years. Jack was so happy to hear that. It seems that his ex-wife still loves him. Then he went all the way to Blackie's house. Jack even took out candies and gave them to the kids and asked them to call him dad. In the face of her ex-husband's villainous attitude, Black's sister hated to find a hole in the ground.